city and total development of local areas in education and other sectors. He has keen interest in development of Indian cultural heritage. He is from Indian Telecom Service of 1996 uh, batch and presently working as a director technology officer. He has also worked in Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. He is also a Odia poet and writes Odia poems. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vijayji. Now I will start. My topic is Hindu Tirtha Odisha. I will be speaking in English because there are some audience who are from outside Odisha. As you know, Hinduism believes in the principle called Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhave. What it means? It means survival and happiness for all. It is not the principle of survival for the fittest. It is not the principle of boxing that somebody will win and you will take all the prizes. It is a collaborative game, collaborative festival. It is like Ratha Jatra. In Ratha Jatra, there is no one a loser. Nobody is giving pain to anyone. Everybody is collaborating with others, sharing with others, celebrating with others, pulling the chariot, and this is the celebration of Hinduism. That is why I tell Odisha can be the Hindu Tirtha of the world. So let us go to what is Hinduism. As you know, this is a picture where our Gajapati Raja Divya Singha Dev is in the middle. It depicts the Ratha Jatra. As you can see, a lot of pictures. We have carpenters, we have painters, we have cloth makers, and we have also the architects. And in between them, you have the king of Odisha, the Gajapati Raja, who is just a common man in front of Lord Jagannath, and he do the Chhara Pohara. So this is the basis of Hinduism. Hinduism means a collaborative principle with survival and happiness for all. And it is also a principle of diversity. We have so many gods and goddesses. We have goddesses for science and technology. We have the defense ministers, makers, knowledge, Ganesha, and it encompasses everything. It encompasses painting, arts, music, festival, and we have gods and goddesses for all aspects. And Hindus worship rivers, mountains, trees, sun, moon, stars. All these can be seen in the different festivals of Odisha. We also worship animals and bats. As you learned from Dr. Adris, in Southeast Asia, there is one island called Bali, and we also celebrate Bali Jatra. It means Hinduism was there in Southeast Asia in full-fledged form. And there are lots of temples in Southeast Asia, but it has been destroyed or it has been replaced by other religions. So now, at least in Odisha, we have to come forward saying, okay, the Odisha is now left and we have to make it the Hindu Tirtha Odisha so that Hinduism survives. If Hinduism survives, then all these principles of survival and happiness for all will survive. And let us call to Hinduism, Odisha and Hinduism. As you have seen, there are around 150 crore Hindus around the world. And out of that, there are 100 crore Hindus live in India. As you can see, Hindus are now close to say 96.6 crore, 62 crore in India. And Muslim is around 17.22 crore. So Hindus constitute 79% of total population of India. But in Odisha, Hindus constitute 93.63% of the population. That means after Himachal Pradesh, Odisha is the second highest populated Hindus. This is the Hindu state, you can say. Even after Mughal and British invasion, Odisha has continued its Hindu traditions, not only in cities, but also in remote villages. And as you know, Shankaracharya has established 4 mathas. He has also made Puri Jagannatha, one of our Govardhana Matha is there. So it is one of the basic Hindu tirtha where all people want to visit, all Hindus of the world want to visit. That is the Puri Jagannath Mandir. But do you know, in Puri Jagannath Mandir, like Jagannath and Balabhadra Subhadra is there, there are more than 2,000 Hindu temples in Odisha. Might be Hindus of the world might not be knowing this. So let me come to the festivals. I think Odisha is celebrating all types of Hindu festivals in very religious manner. I know all the plumbers and the workers who do the housework, they don't work in Sankranti because Sankranti is considered as a festival for them. And you know, the Mesa, Brusha, Mithuna, Karkata, Singha, Kanya, Tula, Vicha, Dhanu, Makara, Kumbha, Mina, all these are actually celestial objects. These are the things that reminds us how astrology was profound in Hinduism. And all these are reflected in Odisha because we celebrate all Sankranti in sincere manner. Similarly, the Purnami, Amavasya, the lot of festivals, and particularly the Purnami, if you take to Jagannath Dham, all these Purnamis are related with Jagannath culture and to Odisha, Jagannath festival. Chandana Purnima we have there, Snana Purnima, then Kumara Purnima, Pandu Purnima, Dola Purnima, Pausa Purnima, Sravana Purnima. So if you see the names of this Purnima, you will remember a festival. In Kumara Purnima, we see the moon, we worship the moon. Then Dola Purnima, it is Radha Krishna, Mandapa, Melana, so many things. So it is a vibrant festivals culture. And this culture, this Hinduism, this type of things are protected in Odisha till today. And in each and every village, these festivals are celebrated in thousands and thousands of temples, which is spread across Odisha. And let me just tell you in brief why I say Hinduism and Odisha are intact. Because if you go to the desert, it is full of sand, there is no water, life is harsh, camel moving population. So to prepare for the survival in the water-scarce deserts, people are prepared well in advance by taking less water, fasting for a month. In the deserts, the dependence is more on animals, and people are constantly on the move to survive. So they celebrate the meat eating, they kill animals. Similarly, in ice countries have only 2 seasons, summer and winter. Since winter is harsh, people celebration in the summer. They also celebrate through meat eating and drinking wine. That is the ice country. But in Odisha, but in India, the countries are full of rice. The timetable of farming is embedded in our Hindu festival, celebrating the cultivation day, the smooth growth, the harvesting, the grains, the fruits, and related food items produced in abundance and consumed in the festivals. Rice is one of the greatest technology we call Dhana Dhanya, which has changed the face of the planet. The migrant hunters who are traveling and killing the animals, they settle down in villages, becoming farmers, the cows giving milk. And we worship the Lord Krishna, who is actually Gopi, Gopapura, or Godhana, or Gopala, or Sri Krishna. So national environment of each local area is unique in many respects, weather, resources, life conditions, and food festival. And we in India, we in Odisha, it is a green country. It has a lot of dense rice fields, dense forests, free-flowing rivers, 6 seasons. Don't feel the need of migration since life is in abundance. And now I come to one festival that is called Dhanu Jatra in Baragad. Ratha Jatra in Jagannath temples, everybody knows. Besides this, we have Dola Jatra, where Sri Krishna and Radha, Dola Vimana goes, Durga Puja, Ganesh Puja, procession. Dhanu Jatra is a unique festival, is celebrated in Baragad, making the place of Mathura, Gopapura, with Sri Krishna and Kamsa as actors in the real life. The Raj Darbar of Kamsa is being made with Kamsa traveling in the elephant throughout the city. The river nearby becomes Jamuna. Sri Krishna Lila becomes a part of the life through this Dhanu Jatra. People of all religions take part in this celebration. And as you know, the temples are also great protecting place. When there is a disaster, we go to the big temples because the temples are made of stones. There are ashramas, anath ashramas, And as you know, Odisha, in all Hindu temples, works not only as a worship place, it is a cultural center, it is an economical center, it is a social, ecological, spiritual activity centers. Farmers go to the fields worshipping the Lord in the morning. And all the marriages ceremonies are conducted in temples in Odisha, starting from horoscope and matchmaking. If you go to a Hindu temple in Odisha, they will give you a Tulsi Patta if it is a Vishnu or Sri Krishna temple, and you will give Bela Patta if it is a Shiva temple. And this is for our health. The homo in the temple purifies the village atmosphere. The prasada of the temple is considered the best quality. So, what I want to say is that there is a possibility of development of these temples and make Odisha a true Hindu Tirtha. And let me tell you, there are some other things also like Gaushala, like Bhajana Kirtana, Ramlila, Shastra Purana, database of Hindus. The temples also maintain the generational database of the people, keeping the information chronologically. As you know, Madhava Panji in Puri Jagannath temple keeps the data of the Mandira history. Anand Bazaar, every temple has an Anand Bazaar, the markets for happiness. The best quality foods are available to buy. The temples are also becoming the new centers of yoga and Ayurveda. The temple arati at different times of the day make people, especially in villages, disciplined. And as you know, Puri Jagannath temple is famous for world for Ratha Yatra. All Hindus aspire to visit at least once there in the lifetime. But there are 2,000, more than 2,000 Jagannath temples in Odisha. Besides the temple, there are many other types of temples. Shiva Mandira, Thakurani Mandira, Chandi Mandira, Rama Mandira, Hanuman Mandira, Krishna Mandira, Sani Mandira, Gramadevi Mandira, Vanadevi Mandira, Vanadurga Mandira. Odisha has total 53,845 villages. I think each village has Gramadevi and Gramadevata Mandiras. Odisha may have temples in 90% of the villages. Many are though small, exist for thousands of years. And I just want to collect some of the temples names from different parts of the country, parts of the state, Odisha. And you can go on counting the temples, big temples. These are all ancient temples. Bhairavi temple, Ganesha temple, Jaina Mandira, Malikeshwara, Nilakanteshwara, Pataleshwara, Sarveshwara, Bhateshwara, Bhima Mandira, Gangadhara Swami, Jagannath Swami, Jhadeshwara, Kubereshwara, Kunti Mandira, Mahalingeshwara Mandira, Narasingha Swami Mandira, Yudhishthira Mandira. There are 120 state protected temples. There are more than 50 central protected temples. In Bhubaneswar alone, there are more than 600 temples. Now we are listening about Southeast Asia. They say there are 8,000 temples. So similarly in Dhenkanal, similarly in different parts of the state like Jajpur have Viraja temple, Javeshwara temple, Jhankada Sarala temple, Kaleshwara temple, Kapileshwara temple, Kendrapada Baladev Mandira temple, Kireshwara temple, Koila Dandivana Nilakant, Dadivamana temple, Kapileshwara Mahadeva temple, Krishna Prasada God temple, Akhandalamani temple, Brahmani temple, Bhadrakali temple, Mahakali temple, Gauranga temple, Gaumala Kumareshwara temple, Haripura Satabhumi temple, Darpana Nayak Biranchi Narayan temple, Sakhi Gopala Mandira. So I think all of the Odia people know how many temples are there. There are lots of temples. I think in every village that there are temples. So I just want to tell that, okay, Hindu temples are not only in the villages, they are also in the mountains, on the waterfalls. The waterfalls are named after Hindu Purana. We have Pasurama Kunda, we have Deva Kunda, Sita Kunda, we have temples in the west, Panchalingaswara north, Mahendragiri in south, and there are many such Shiva temples. Mahendragiri in south has links with Mahabharata and Ramayana. It has temples like Bhima Mandira, Yudhishthira Mandira, Kundi Mandira, and there are caves that is called Arjuna cave, Panchu Pandava cave. So it means this is and I just want to tell that all these temples are built in a very good architectural form. So it establishes that we are, as you know, the Kalinga has gone and they have made the temples in Bali, Java, Sumatra. They have also made temples in Odisha. And these are the temples. So what is the objective of this talk? The objective of this talk is to make a slogan that is called Hindu Tirtha Odisha, and to make something, a mobile application or a website where all the Hindu temples of Odisha will be there. And we will establish some Wi-Fi hotspots nearby the temple, so we can walk nearer to the temples. And we have all the information. How we'll go there, plane, train, bus, taxi, group, where we'll stay there, hotels, rooms, halls, guest house, place, ground for tent also, like Jaina Tirtha. I have seen they are giving ground for tents. They are giving a rent. So what we'll see there? We'll see the beautiful temples, the rivers, the mountains, the statues, the nature, and the people, particularly the people who are so polite, so religious. What can be done there? You can do the Hindu worship. You can take the part in numerous festivals, trekking, swimming, etc. So what we will know there? If we will go, we will know the real science and history of Odisha over centuries, our culture, art, and scriptures. Because all these are not reflected in history books, which is totally dominated by Mughal or by British. So all these things can be possible if we can have a model of Hindu temple development plan. So I consider the development plan, or particularly of Akshardham Mandir, as one of the ideal development plan. We can have divine pond, Natya Mandapa, divine theatre, divine food, divine Vrindavan, Smaranika, exhibition hall. But in like divine pond, we have a name. We call Chandana Pokhari, we call Narendra Pokhari, we call Mandira Pokhari, and in we have a name called Ananda Vajara. We have Vrindavana, Sri Vana, Nandana Kanana, Vanadevi. So Natya Mandapa, Mukti Mandapa, divine theatres we call Hindu Sanskruti Darshana. Kalakunja, we are Kalakunja in many of the villages. I have seen in Kalakunja when I was a child in Kendrapada. So even statue parks we can make, because there are a lot of statue makers are now in Odisha. They are making statue on the side of the road. Why on the side of road? They can make a statue park and sell the statues. And we can have thermosalas, and we can have online booking. And to connect with the modern age, we can have the Wi-Fi hotspots in the nearer to the temples, so that people can access the services, all the services, broadband services, and they can develop for the area. That area. So why Odisha should be Hindu Tirtha? From taking bath in the sea or river to offering prayer of worship in the temple, there are systems in place for Hindus. Due to less exploitation and exploration by the people from other religions, the systems are in place, and it will give Hindus an original experience. The Hindus will feel the warmth and friendliness of the people of Odisha, though Odia people are being relatively poor. To make Vision Hindu Tirtha Odisha, it is proposed to have a consolidated Hindu temple development plan across the state, and to develop the consolidated mobile application or website for Hindu Tirtha to book the facilities online anywhere from the globe. And if we plan, then we cannot have a situation like Southeast Asia. Maybe we will again regenerate ourselves and do. Thank you. So this ends my talk. Dhanyavad. Dhanyavad. Namaskar. Madam, now you can introduce the next speaker.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Pati. And it's my great pleasure to introduce today evening Mr. Utpal Pati has joined Odisha Tourism Service in 1986, served 35 years in tourism field, organized and participated more than 100 in national and international seminars, traveled more than 25 countries, published articles on eco and sustainable tourism heritage culture, organized national international events, roadshow,